Happy 4th of July and welcome in to the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. Rivets and Pittsbitters set to finish up a two-game set here on this Independence Day afternoon from Traverse City, Michigan, Turtle Creek Stadium. House of Horrors for the Rockford Rivets. They dropped 0-15 all time here at Turtle Creek last night. Looking to get off that schneid tonight with their ace on the mound, Ty Rabarchek. Quick little look at the Great Lakes East standings. Obviously, it's the last day of the first half of the Northwoods League season. Kalamazoo's already wrapped up the first half title, but for the first time this season since opening day, Traverse City is over 500. The Pittsbitters are 18-17 and currently occupy second place alone in the Great Lakes East after Battle Creek's loss to Kokomo last night. Rockford, meanwhile, 16-19. They are in fourth place, looking to crawl out of the basement. Obviously, standings reset tomorrow in the terms of a second half title race. Overall record is still kept for the use of tiebreakers, but fresh slate for both these teams. Rockford hoping to end the first half on a high note, take that momentum with them into the off day. Let's look at the Rivets lineup 1 through 9. Dylan Robertson, left-handed hitting second baseman out of Iowa Western, will lead things off. Ben Brantley, the first baseman, also from the left side, batting second. Matthew Mebane plays right field for the second straight night. He hits in the 3-hole. Then DHing Drew Baker bats cleanup from the right side. Dustin Allen, the left-handed bat in center field, bats fifth. Nick DeMarco, Tony Linwoodell, the two Notre Dame teammates, hit 6th and 7th from the right side. Then the Carthage outfielder Colton Klein bats from the left side 8th, and the switch hitting shortstop Jeffrey Ince rounds it out at 9th. They're opposed by the right-hander on the mound for the Traverse City Pittsbitters. Making his first start in the Northwoods League this summer, it is Morgan Lunsford. 6 foot tall, 190-pound freshman out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Plays at San Diego. Teammates, in fact, with Dustin Allen. Only 3 appearances so far in the Northwoods League. He's only amassed to 5 innings. He's allowed 3 earned runs on 6 hits, walking 2, striking out 6. So limited action for Lunsford so far. He also was not used very much length at San Diego, where he only pitched 11 innings in 12 appearances. We'll see how much length he has to give this Traverse City team today. Again, last day of the first half, neither team with anything particularly to play for. Could be more of a bullpen game for the Pittsbitters, but we'll see if Lunsford has the length. Here's Dylan Robertson in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch out of the windup for the righty out of San Diego is outside for ball 1 here at 1:06 p.m. in the Eastern Time Zone. Robertson, 284 hitter, 4 doubles, 6 runs batted in. Another one high from Lunsford makes the count 2-0. 2 for 4 last night for Robertson. Had a double in the 9th inning. Rockford was able to score 2 in the 9th. Brought the tying run to the plate in the frame, but ultimately fell 4-2 to Traverse City. Another tough night for the Rockford defense. Made 3 errors. Ultimately led to Traverse City taking the lead and getting the bulk of their offense. Pittsbitters only had 4 hits. 3-0 finds the needs. A fastball makes it 3-1. Lunsford has a 4-pitch arsenal, but primarily only goes with 2 pitches. He has a fastball at 89 and a slider at 80 that make up 94% of his pitches. He'll throw the heater 60% of the time. There's another one. It's outside to D-Rob, who takes ball 4. Leadoff walk for Lunsford. So hasn't walked more than 1 in an outing all season, but he walks the leadoff man here to bring up Ben Brantley. Second straight lefty bat in this Rockford lineup. Look at the Pittsbitters defense. Got a newcomer in Ariel Garcia. First time that he has played Rockford in this series over at third base. Camden Traficante at shortstop, no stranger to the Rivets. He's pinched up the middle right now with Alec Atkinson, the Yale product, to turn 2. He's at second base as Brantley takes low in the zone for ball 1. Sam Tackett moves over from third base last night to play first here in this afternoon's contest. Brendan DeRigi and Christian Beal still in left and center field, respectively. Marshall Toole spells Trey Truitt out in right field. Dallas Duarte does the catching for the second straight game. Ball 2 low to Brantley. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Brantley hitting .314 through 21 games, a home run, 7 runs batted in. 0 for 4 last night with a strikeout. He's 3 for 12 on Rockford's 4-game Michigan road trip. Slide step in the pitch from Lunsford. 3 straight out of the zone with the fastball, in danger of walking the first 2 hitters he faces in this one. Traverse City in their home white uniforms. Pittsbitters scripted across the chest. Numbers off the left belt loop in red, outlined in black. Also in red, outlined in black on the back of those jerseys. With the bright red caps with the cherry logo. Brantley takes ball 4 inside. It's a 4-pitch walk. 9 pitches so far for Lunsford. 8 of them have been out of the strike zone. The first 2 have reached for Matthew Mebane. And does not take long for pitching coach Tucker Waddups to walk his way out onto the mound for a visit with his right-hander, Lunsford. Could be a long day game after a night game, the holiday hangover in effect here on the 4th of July. And you need your starter to find the zone early in this one. Mebane, a dangerous bat as he stands a couple steps out of the right-handed batter's box, using his bat as a prop to prop himself up. Late night for the Rivets. Obviously, the hotel here in Traverse City is an hour away from the field, so can take a long trip to get back there, and a late first pitch yesterday at 7 o'clock. Crowd raises and stands in applause of all active military veterans who they asked to stand here as the mound visit disperses. Nice little tribute there on the 4th of July. Pittsburghers come out of the dugout. They raise their red caps high in the air and salute to the service members in the crowd tonight. 2-on, nobody out. Mound visit has concluded. Here's Matthew Mebane. 293 through 35 games. 6 home runs, 37 batted in, the most RBIs in the Northwoods League. Middle infield remains pinched for Traverse City. Corner's back. First pitch to Mebane's low and away for ball 1. Mebane was 1 for 4 last night. Singled through the right side. Also struck out. Had a deep fly out in the top of the 8th inning yesterday. This is a graveyard for power hitters here in Traverse City at Turtle Creek as Lunsford finds the knees for the strike there to even the count at 1-1. Mebane hit that ball to deep left center field. It died on the warning track for the left fielder, DeRigi. At the time, if it would have left the yard, would have given Rockford a 2-1 lead in the 8th. But all for naught as the Rivets ultimately fall. Mebane fouls this fastball straight back, and the count's 1-2. He's homered in 3 of his last 8 road games now. Mebane nearly had 4 of his last 8. That warning track power yesterday. It's only 320 down the lines here at Turtle Creek Stadium, 400 to dead center. But again, ball does not travel, and it's a very big, spacious outfield. 1-2 pitch is laced down the right field line. It's hooking foul. Just over top of the Rivets bullpen down the right field line. Toole was giving it a chase, but it hooks to the right of the foul pole. Was challenging that 320 mark, the opposite field for Mebane. Wind usually howls in here at Turtle Creek, and that's what takes some of the gust out of some of those baseballs. But wind right now currently blowing out to right center. Maybe the ball will carry tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners lead off, neither being held on the pitch. Breaking ball, Mebane. Check swing, did he go? They peel down to first, and he did not. Counts 2-2. That's signaled by your first base umpire tonight, Nathan Hall. Got Romeo Garcia behind the plate. Josh Rogers completes the 3-man crew over at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a pitch. Fastball laced over towards third. Diving stop Garcia up the line. His throwback to second gets away from the second baseman Atkinson, but not far enough for Robertson to advance. The runner on second for Rockford had to go sliding feet first back into the bag. By the time he got to his feet, Atkinson hustled over to the baseball. Very loud first out for Mebane. Impressive stop for Garcia. Diving out to his right-hand side down the third base line. That was for sure headed into the corner for extra bases. But the Miami man at the hot corner makes a really impressive stop for out number 1. Tough luck for Rockford. They have struggled hitting with runners in scoring position all road trip long. That ball was stung from Mebane, but a good play from Garcia. First pitch to Drew Baker. Ground ball to second. This could be 2. Atkinson shovels to second for 1. Traficante's relay is in time. 4-6-3 double play, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. The double play ball from Baker gets Traverse City out of an early jam. Tyra Barchuk on the mound to deal with the Pittsburghers when we come back scoreless through half an inning on the Rivets Baseball Network. Traverse City coming to the dish here in the bottom of the first, still scoreless between the Rockford Rivets and Traverse City Pittsbitters here on the 4th of July. First half finale, 2022 Northwoods League season. Christian Beal set to lead things off for the Pittsbitters. We'll bring you the rest of the Traverse City lineup in a minute as Beal is first pitch swinging. Lazy fly ball to right field. There's Matthew Mebbin, starts in, backpedals a little bit. Makes a catch in right for the first out. Mebbin's 4th game in the outfield this season, 2nd in right field. Makes the put away on 1 pitch for Ty Rabarchik, who is going to work quickly on the mound for Rockford this afternoon. Where's that Traverse City lineup? You got the left-handed hitting Marshall Toole, 2nd. Switch hitter Camden Traficante, 3rd. Colin Summerhill, your DH, bats from the right side in the cleanup spot, followed by Sam Tackett. Then the left-handed hitting outfielder Brennan DeRigi. Ariel Garcia, Dallas Duarte, Alec Atkinson, 3 straight right-handed batters round things out for Josh Rebant's men. First pitch is a ball outside to Marshall Toole against starter Ty Rabarchik. Next pitch, swing and a miss at a fastball. As you can tell, Rabarchik loves to work quickly. Through 5 starts, he's 4-1 with a 1.69 ERA. Just 6 earned runs under 32 innings for the Illinois right-hander, and he's painting the outside edge right now with a changeup to Toole, who's down in the count 1-2. 4 walks, 23 strikeouts, 24 hits for the righty out of Illinois. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, laced towards left field, but it'll hang up for Colton Klein. Backpedals a bit, makes a catch for out number 2. 2 outs quickly. Just 5 pitches for Rabarchik. Rest of the Rockford defense have Colton Klein and Matthew Mebbin in the outfield on the corners. Dustin Allen's first start in center field for the San Diego product. Ty Krittenberger getting the afternoon off. Then it's Nick DeMarco at 3rd. Jeffrey Ince at shortstop. Dylan Robertson over at second base. Ben Brantley at 1st. Tony Linwoodell behind the dash, catching Rabarchik for the first time. 2 outs, nobody on for Camden Traficante. Switch hitter bats from the left side against the righty. First pitch swinging. Fastball fouled back, 0-1. Traficante, 271 hitter through already 35 games. He's played every game of the first half of the Northwoods League season. Home run, 20 runs batted in. Next pitch from Rabarchik, change up high, evens the count. 0 for 3 last night. Broke a really hot stretch for Traficante. He was struck out twice. Next pitch, fastball just floats upstairs, counts 2-1. Significant for Traficante because he was on a streak of hitting in 8 of his last 9 games where he was hitting over 300, had walked 7 times, and only struck out once in those 9 games. Southpaw Kyle Seabach pitched really well for the Rivets as Rabarchik's upstairs again. He's fallen behind 3-1. 5 innings of 1-run baseball for Seabach. Tough nut loss in last night's game. The 1 run he allowed was unearned. But he turned Traficante around to his weaker right-hand side where he struck him out twice. Fastball upstairs on the 3-1. Traficante works a walk now from the left side and a 2-out base runner for Traverse City. Two outs, a runner on first for the cleanup hitter, DH Colin Summerhill. This is a big bat that's returned recently to the Pittsbitters lineup. He's 286 hitter. This is only game number 18 for the Troy Trojan. 1 home run, 12 batted in. 0 for 3 last night with a walk and a run scored. Part of the 3-run 8th inning for the Pittsbitters. Runner goes, pitches inside. The throw down to second base on 1 hop is not in time. Robertson brought the tag down. Traficante smartly swipes the back of the bag with the slide, and he's into second base, into scoring position. It's his 3rd stolen base already of the series after 2 last night. Traverse City team that loves to run. They're over 90 stolen bases this season. Only team in the Northwoods League that can say that. A 1 pitch. There's the slider from Rabarchik, and it finds the inside edge of the zone. 0-2 to Summerhill. These last 2 games for Summerhill, his first action since June 18th. Had a bit of a shoulder injury diving for a ball in the outfield. Took a precautionary trip to a team doctor where they informed him just to take it easy and he could continue with his activities with the Pittsbitters. So now back after a couple of weeks off and looking to make an impact in the middle of this Traverse City lineup. He's got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs and an 0-2 count. Pitch from Rabarchik. Swing and a miss. Got him with the curveball. Rabarchik's first strikeout. He leaves 1 stranded in scoring position here in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base, scoreless through 1 at Turtle Creek Stadium here on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. Top of the second from Turtle Creek Stadium, scoreless between Rockford and Traverse City. Both pitchers twirling a 1-2-3 frame around some early traffic on the base paths. Allen, DeMarco, Linwoodell. 5, 6, 7 in the Rockford order, your scheduled hitters against Morgan Lunsford, who's out of the windup. A Torero on Torero matchup as the first pitch is outside for ball one. Lunsford saw some action sparingly in his first season at the University of San Diego. Allen, a normal starter in the Torero's outfield. 1-0 pitch is popped up foul on the third base side. It'll reach the seats. Counts 1-1. Allen's 2 for his first 13 here in Rockford through 4 games. 2 for 9 on the road trip and a sac fly RBI in the 9th last night. Left-handed bat against the right-handed arm. Pitch is down low, 2-1. Lunsford still looking for that consistent fastball command. Allen played over 50 games for the Toreros this spring, hit .292 with 2 home runs and 37 runs batted in. Lunsford out of the windup, 2-1. This one popped foul again, left side, 2-2. Another fastball from Lunsford, this time elevated in the zone. The right-hander on the mound for Traverse City just pitched 11 innings in 12 appearances for San Diego, allowed 18 earned runs, a 14.73 ERA. Allen takes low, counts full. On this matchup between two college teammates, will go the distance. Full count to lead off the top of the second, still scoreless. Lunsford out of the windup, first base side. The pitch. Fastball laced towards center field. Beal backpedaling in towards the alleyway. Reaches up. He can't get it. It one hops off the base of the wall and over the fence to the deepest part of left center field. Allen drove that pitch the other way. Beal racing back, reached over his head, couldn't secure the baseball, and it one hopped off the base of the wall, and then over at Turtle Creek Stadium for a ground rule double. Allen's first extra base hit in a Rivets uniform. He's in scoring position to lead off the second. First hit of the game for the Rivets. Drove the letter high fastball in a full count the other way. Standing on second base for Nick DeMarco. Right-handed bat out of Notre Dame. First pitch from Lunsford. Fastball above the letters, 1-0. Really good piece of hitting from Dustin Allen. Wins the matchup against his collegiate teammate. DeMarco, 1 for 17 through his first 5 for the Rivets. Lunsford straight away on the mound. Slide step and deals. Fastball is inside. 2-0 to DeMarco. Falling behind another hitter is the righty on the mound for Traverse City. DeMarco in the midst of a slump upon joining the Rivets. Got a base hit in his first at-bat for Rockford, but since then 0 for his last 16. Did show some discipline at the plate last night, though. Was 0 for 1 with 3 walks. Discipline here, up 2-0, the pitch. Low and away. Oh, it catches the corner. Late signal from the home plate umpire. Good location on the fastball from Lunsford. DeMarco couldn't do too much with it, as it was just at the knees on the outside corner. Romeo Garcia gives it the finger wag for strike 1. The count's 2-1. See if Lunsford can bounce back here. The 2-1 pitch. That's on the inside corner, 2-2. DeMarco was shying out of the right-handed batter's box. So Lunsford finds either corner to the third baseman out of Notre Dame and gets him back even in the count at 2-2. Fastball location's been a little sporadic so far, but benefactor of some tight calls there. The 2-2 pitch. Looks back the runner at second with the brown locks flowing out of his cap. The pitch, line towards left field. Coming in DeRigi, he makes the catch. DeMarco squared up that baseball. DeRigi had him play deep. The park's playing a little more hitter-friendly with the wind currently blowing out of Turtle Creek Stadium. DeRigi's able to coast in, make the catch in straightaway left field. Allen back to second, 1 down in the frame for Tony Linwoodell. Linwoodell, another new acquisition from Notre Dame for Rockford, the college teammate of DeMarco. He's 1 for 6 through 2 games. Lunsford looks back, the runner on second, not being held on. He breaks for third. The pitch is swung on and missed. The throw down to third is not in time. Really good jump from Allen. He swipes third base. Able to dive in safely head first towards the back of the bag before Garcia could apply the tag. Was a good throw on the swing and miss from Duarte behind the dish. 0-1 to Linwoodell. Rockford's got a runner on third with 1 out. It's Allen's second stolen base of the season. His only other one was a steal of home in Battle Creek. So Traverse City will need to keep their heads on a swivel here. 0-1 to Linwoodell. Infield does stay back for the Pitts Bitters. The pitch. Just below the knees on the outside edge. Counts even at 1-1. Rockford trying to strike first early in this one. Rivets have struggled all road trip long, scoring runners from scoring position. They left 9 on base last night in a 4-2 defeat. 2-1 pitch. Rare breaking ball from Lunsford. It's been heavy fastball so far. That time, he threw the curveball, which he rarely ever features. Only throws it about 1% of the time, but he got it to break at the letters for strike 2 to Linwoodell. Ground ball could score a run here. All turf surface does play quick at Turtle Creek Stadium. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone. Linwoodell expands the zone. He goes down swinging. First strikeout for Lunsford, 2 away in the second. Third strikeout in 3 games for Tony Linwoodell. Runner still on third with 2 outs in a scoreless game, top of the second. Rockford's hottest hitter right now coming to the dish in Colton Klein. Left-handed hitting outfielder out of Carthage College. 279 on the season through 20 games. A home run and 11 runs batted in. The pitch. Fastball right on the outside corner for strike 1. Klein's last action was Saturday in Battle Creek, where he earned Northwoods League Player of the Night. Went 3 for 4 against the Battle Jacks. Had 4 RBIs. Rockford's latest victory, 10-9 against Battle Creek. It's their only win this season in the state of Michigan. Looking to snap their hijinks here as Klein inside-out swing down the third base line, but it hooks foul. He's down in the count 0-2. It was a jam shot. Couldn't find fair territory. Lunsford's just 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Walked the first 2 hitters in the first, was able to spin a double play ball, was the infield behind him after Drew Baker hit into a 4-6-3 double play. That kept Rockford off the board in the first. Trying to strand a runner at third here. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball popped up. Racing over the third baseman Garcia, but it's well into the seats on the third base side. Count stays at 0-2. Klein's success against the Battle Jacks on Saturday. Not the most shocking thing in the world. He's got 11 RBIs this season. 10 of them have come in 4 games against Battle Creek. He's looking to carry that success into Traverse City. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch from Lunsford. Fastball up and out. Klein doesn't chase. The count goes to 1-2. It's in 4 of his 6 starts now for the Carthage product. He is 5 for his last 8 with back-to-back multi-hit games. Slightly open stance in the lefty box. Lunsford straight away on the rubber. Working out of the stretch. The 1-2. That time the changeup left upstairs. Klein takes and the count's 2-2. Enfield playing him slightly to pull. The shortstop traffic contact. Just a couple steps off the second base bag. Playing deep. Second baseman Atkinson is in the shallow green turf in right field. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground. Over towards first on a low hop. Tackett smothers the baseball. Walks it over to the bag himself and beats Klein to it. Side is retired on 3 unassisted put out. Rockford does leave a runner stranded over on third in the second. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 Skull claps rain throughout Turtle Creek Stadium, and Sam Tackett set to lead off the bottom of the second inning. It's Tackett, Derigi, Garcia, 5-6-7 in the Traverse City lineup against Rockford starter Ty Rabarchek. Still scoreless in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch outside to Tackett, 1-0. Just 13 pitches for the Illinois right-hander on the mound to get out of the first inning scoreless. The 1-0. There's a slow looping curveball that finds the knees of Tackett. Counts 1-1. Barczyk features a fastball, slider, changeup, curveball, very rare. Only see about 7% of the time. The slider is his main off-speed pitch. He goes to it there, and it buckles the knees of Tackett, who takes and down in the count 1-2. Barczyk works extremely quickly on the mound. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's another slider. Check swing. Did he go? No. Was just able to hold up, according to first base umpire Nathan Hall. Counts 2-2. Just like that, here's a pitch from Barczyk. Curveball's a called strike 3. Tackett was wobbling his legs throughout that entire at-bat, was uncomfortable in the box against the off-speed from Rabarczyk. He goes down looking, second strikeout for the Illinois right-hander, one down in the second. Bases remain empty for Brennan Derigi. Just his second game in the Northwoods League, arriving yesterday after a stint at Wofford College, recently recommitting to go play at Iowa. First pitch, fastball from Rabarczyk on the inner third for strike 1. Derigi went 0 for 4 in his Northwoods League debut yesterday, 2 strikeouts, lefty bat. The crowd's the plate. He stooped over home plate, jutting out his right elbow guard. The pitch from Rabarczyk's a fastball outside, 1-1. .339 hitter for the Terriers this season, was first team All-Southern Conference, had 9 home runs, 53 runs batted in. Rabarczyk, first base side, out of the windup, the pitch. Change-up, finds the outside corner, breaks right at the letters for strike 2. Count 1-2 to Derigi. Here's the pitch from Rabarczyk. Swung on, hit on the ground towards first. Off the bag is Brantley. He'll underhand shovel to Rabarczyk, who rushes over to cover from the mound. 3-1 on the putout. Derigi retired. 2 down now in the second. Still no traffic on the base paths. Game still scoreless. 2 down, bottom of the second for Ariel Garcia. First time the man from Miami, Florida has seen Rabarczyk this summer. First pitch, a fastball inside. He has to contort himself out of the righty box. So he takes for ball 1. .311 hitter through 16 games. Garcia, a consistent bat in this Pittsburghers lineup. 10 runs batted in. Next pitch, Rabarczyk goes to the outside curveball. It's just low in the zone. The count's 2-0. You can tell he's changing the quadrants of the strike zone quite regularly against these Pittsburghers hitters, and it's kept him off balance in the early going. Garcia in hitter's count. He takes the slider off the plate. Counts 3 balls and no strikes. Currently riding a 7-game hitting streak. He's 6 for 14 on the current homestand for Traverse City. The pitch. Fastball splits the plate for strike 1. Right at the knees, gets Rabarczyk back in the count at 3-1. Set to work quickly, the pitch. Fastball fouled straight back off the protective netting behind home. Count goes to 3-2. Garcia did not play in last night's game 1 of the series. He's 2 for 9 against the Rivets this season, but does have 5 strikeouts against Rockford. The 3-2 swung on, laced towards right field, but it'll hook foul. Over top of the embedded Rivets bullpen. There's a grass hill in the outfield here at Turtle Creek Stadium, and then it burrows down deep where both teams' bullpens reside amidst concrete walls. 3-2 pitch, check swing. Did he go? No. The high fastball. Garcia is able to hold up, and he takes ball 4. Second walk for Rabarczyk, and a 2-out base runner for Traverse City here in the second. It's only the second time all season Rabarczyk has walked 2 batters in an outing. We're only in the second inning. Traverse City, a team known for grinding out at-bats, though. And a good take from Garcia as he stands on first for Dallas Duarte. Pittsburghers also known for their aggressive base running. We'll see if they send Garcia here as Duarte takes upstairs for ball 1. Already 1 stolen base this afternoon for Traverse City. They have 92 as a team through 35 games. That's easily the most in the Northwoods League. Duarte just 9 for 44 in the 8-hole in the Traverse City lineup. Righty on righty matchup. Next pitch to him. High again, 2-0. It's another fastball from Rabarczyk that time. You go from the sweltering hot Garcia on the homestand to Duarte, who's rather cold. He's just 1 for his last 10 through the last 4 games. 2-0. Rabarchek snaps the curveball, let her high for strike 1. Good pitch to get back in the count against Duarte, catcher native of Hawaii. Hit .293 for his home state Rainbow Warriors in the spring college season. Garcia, aggressive leadoff first. He's off with the pitch. Breaking ball high. It's fumbled out of the glove of Linwaddell, which means no throw down to second base. Easy swiped bag for Garcia, who's into scoring position now with 2 outs. Pitch was taken up high for a ball, so the count's 3-1 now to Duarte. Second stolen base of the afternoon for Traverse City. That's the 5th and 8 attempts for Garcia, the Miami man in scoring position. Duarte, 8 RBIs on the season. Infield's back for Rockford. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. He's breaking for third as the ball is skied towards center field. Allen started out. Now the center fielder runs in and makes the catch in shallow center field to retire the side. Another 2-out base runner, but nothing hurt as Tyra Barchek spins 2 scoreless frames to open up this Sunday matinee. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base, scoreless through 2 at Turtle Creek Stadium here on the Rivets Baseball Network. No scores. We enter the top of the third at Turtle Creek Stadium. 9-1, 2-2 up for the Rockford Rivets. They're looking to salvage a game here in Traverse City against the Pittsbitters. Turtle Creek Stadium, somewhere where Rockford has never won in its franchise's existence. Granted, just the 3rd season playing here against the Pittsbitters. It's only Traverse City's 4th season as a franchise. Teams did not compete against one another in the COVID 2020 bubble season, but still not a lot of success for the Rivets here. Jeff Ince, switch hitter from the left side against the right-handed arm of Lunsford, takes outside for ball 1. 1-0 to Ince, who's 8 for his first 50 through 18 games. A double, 3 RBIs. A pitch. That's at the knees for strike 1. 3 base runners so far for Rockford. 2 walks to lead off the ball game. 1 erased on a double play ball, and then the double from Allen last inning, left stranded on third. As Ince swings and misses out a changeup, he's down to the count 1-2. Strikeout's been a problem for Jeff so far this season, 22 of them through 18 games. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. This time the changeup's left, up and away, 2-2. Ince is swinging a hotter bat as of late. He has hits in 4 straight starts for the first time all season. He's 4 for his last 14. 2-2, hit on the ground, foul inside of the Rivets dugout, first base side. So the count stays at 2-2 to Jeff Ince. Leadoff hitter here in the 3rd. Pitch from Lunsford. Upstairs, 3-2. Ince is seeing deeper counts, and that's a sign of him turning things around offensively. He's gotten into a full count here to Lunsford. Now the payoff. Swinging a line drive, 1 hopper to second. Atkinson snares it on the backhand and throws to first in time. It's a line drive past the outstretched hand of the pitcher Lunsford. Then it quickly died on the turf after one hop into the belly of Atkinson, who threw to first to complete the strikeout. One down, that turns the lineup over for Dylan Robertson. Still harder contact in that at-bat for Jeffrey Ince. You can tell the offensive game starting to become a little more comfortable for the freshman that did not play this season at Louisiana Tech. He's retired to turn over the lineup to Dylan Robertson, who walked on 5 pitches to lead off the ballgame. First pitch he'll see this time is a changeup away, 1-0. Lots of lefties batting right next to one another in this Rockford lineup, something that head coach JT Scarra doesn't have to worry about. As the next pitch is a fastball laced into the first row of seats just in front of the Traverse City bullpen. Heads up. Hopefully everybody's all right. That was a loud sound off the bat of Robertson, and the count's 1-1. There's some applause going on down there, so it looks like a young fan got a souvenir and everybody's all right. Always good to see. 1-1 the count, the pitch. Now a high chopping ground ball that'll hook foul. First base side towards the first base coach, Tyler Fletcher. He'll snare it, put it into his back pocket. The count's 1-2 to Robertson. One ball, 2 strikes. Out of the windup, the pitch. Swinging a line shot into left field. DeRigi coming over. He has to play it on one hop. Got a late jump on the baseball. It short hopped right in front of him. He was able to keep it down in front. That one kicked off his belt buckle and stayed in front of him in left field. So it means only a single for Robertson. That one could have been trouble for somebody in DeRigi who's still learning the outfield. The sinking liner to the opposite field. A lot of backspin on it. It's a single for Robertson, who's aboard twice out of the leadoff spot. Second hit for the Rivets. And a 1-out base runner for Ben Brantley. Brantley also walked. He was erased on the double play ball in the first. He's not seen a strike yet today. First pitch. There's the first strike. Straight down the chute with the fastball. That high 80s heater from Lunsford, who peers in. Glove pinned to his left pec. Now set up high. Towards his collarbone level. The 0-1. Hit on the ground towards second. Atkinson throws to Traficante to second base. It drew him off the bag. Traficante made that look nonchalant. He spun off the second base bag, almost ready to turn two. But the first base umpire immediately signaled that he was off the bag, which means everybody's safe. It'll go down as an E4 on the normally sure-handed Atkinson, who's only made 2 errors all season. And now Rockford's in business. 2 on with 1 out again for Matthew Mebane. Second error of the series for Traverse City. Mebane 0 for 1. Scorched a liner down the third base line into the glove of Garcia. First time up. First pitch to him is inside on the slider. 1-0. Big spot for Mebane. Just short of 40 RBIs on the season. Just missed a home run last night. Hitting .350 this season with runners in scoring position. The 1-0. Fastball outside in a hitter's count. Got to be careful here to Mebane. Lunsford peers in for his sign. Gets him from his catcher, Duarte. He's set up high. Around this chest level. Looks back the runner at second, not being held on. Now the stride and the pitch. Ground ball over towards third. Garcia behind the bag. Steps on third for 1. His throw to first is in time. 5-3 double play. Second double play. Turn tonight for Traverse City. Erases Robertson and retires the side here in the third. Another tough one for Rockford, who strand 2 on base here in the third. They have stranded runners in each of the first 3 innings, and the offense continuing to struggle away from home. Scoreless through 2.5. We'll step aside here on the Rivets Baseball Network. Bottom of the third, 9-1-2 to up for Traverse City. Still tied 0-0 with the Rockford Rivets here in the back end of this two-game set finale. First half of the Northwoods League season. Atkinson and then the top of the lineup, Beal and Toole scheduled. Go against Ira Barchek. Neither side giving an inch so far in this one. Atkinson made the error in the last inning that opened the door for Rockford before Matthew Mebben grounded out into a 5-3 double play. His first pitch was a swing and a foul ball off to the first base side. 0-1 to Atkinson. Infielder out of Yale, Rabarchek's 0-1 is away for a ball, makes the count 1-1. Just a 186 hitter through 26 games, struggling offensively in the Northwoods League defense. Normally his specialty, as the next pitch from Rabarchek, a slider, breaks inside, and the count goes to 2-1. Atkinson started the season as an outfielder for Traverse City while they waited for the rest of their outfield talent to arrive. Then he moved into the middle infield. He's been really athletic everywhere he's gone so far this season. Only 3 errors in 27 games as Rabarchek finds the outside edge of the zone with a slider. The count's 2-2. Atkinson's offensive struggles. No stranger to Rockford this season. He's just 1 for 14 against the Rivets. Rabarchek bounces in the curveball on that occasion. It takes a big hop on the all-turf surface. Almost plays like a trampoline at times here at Turtle Creek Stadium. It bounces over the head of the catcher, Lynn Waddell, and the count's 3-2. Payoff pitch, line towards right field. Mebben going back, tracing towards the corner. He slides, and he made the catch. There's the athleticism from Matthew Mebben. Racing over towards the foul line in right field, not a natural outfielder, sold out for the baseball and made the catch fully outstretched to his left. What a play to rob Atkinson of extra bases for the first out here in the third. On away for the top of the order and Christian Beal. Fastball on the inside corner for strike one. Wow. Mebben's had some defensive struggles this season. It's the 4th different position he's played in this year as Beal pops one foul on the right side, down 0-2 quickly. 12 errors led the Northwoods League heading into this road trip. He hasn't made an error yet in this series. But getting put out in the outfield, a shortage of outfielders on this Rockford team as the 0-2 pitch is just off the plate, 1-2. That was the first really difficult play, the first real ball he was asked to chase after in either left or right field. He's played there in select games as the 1-2 pitch is poked back up the middle, ranging over the shortstop, Ince behind the second base bag, throws in time to nail Beal by half a step. Good play from Jeff Ince, 2 down. That was the first time Mebben had been challenged, though, fully in the outfield, and he sold out and made the catch. Sometimes with these bigger bodies and these big power hitters, you don't know where to put them in the field, so you stick them in the outfield in hopes of not giving them anything too difficult to do. Players like Kyle Schwarber come to mind when you think of something like that. Schwarber, a converted catcher in the outfield. Mebben might be more of a Bryce Harper, who was a catcher by trade in his high school days, but quickly adapted to the outfield at the professional level and plays a really good defensive outfield now whenever he's healthy. Toole swings and misses. He's down in the count 0-1. Flew out to left field his first time up, the left-handed hitting outfielder. 2 up, 2 down in the third. Rabarchek, the 1-2-3 frame has eluded him as he throws a fastball inside to Toole, 1-1. The 1-2-3 frame has eluded him. He's retired the first 2 in each of the first 2 innings, and then a 2-out walk has reached for Traverse City. So hoping to avoid that fate here. 1-1, splits the plate on the slider. Counts 1-2. He's 1 pitch away from doing so. Toole, another Wofford Terrier. Teammates with DeRigi down in the Traverse City lineup. 1-2 pitch. Fastball poked out towards left. Coming in is Allen. He's coasting in, but the shortstop, Ince, actually takes charge, backpedaling into shallow left field. He makes the catch, puts it away for the final out of the frame. There's your 1-2-3 inning for Ty Rabarchek. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base, thanks to some fine defensive plays from the Rockford Rivets. Scoreless through 3 innings from Turtle Creek here on the Rivets Baseball Network. Some great baseball on display here on the 4th of July. We're to the 4th inning, still scoreless between Rockford and Traverse City for the second consecutive night. Rivets looking to take the lead. Drew Baker, Dustin Allen, Nick DeMarco, 4, 5, 6 in their order, due up against Morgan Lunsford. What a web gem from Matthew Mebane down in right field the last inning. Good play at shortstop as well from Jeffrey Ince fielding behind the bag as the first pitch fastball is at the knees for strike one to Drew Baker. DHing for the second straight night. Three-man catcher rotation now for the Rivets, so Baker getting some at-bats as the designated hitter. He hit into a 4-6 double play in the first. Next pitch from Lunsford, the slider away, 1-1. It's the deepest Lunsford has gone into a game in his collegiate career. Fastball's upstairs, 2-1. He's looking to join this Pittsburgh's rotation, but has not usually gone particularly deep into games. Next pitch, Baker smacks one to shallow right field. Cruising over is Toole up the line. He'll make a much more routine play in right field to retire Baker for out number one. First time Lunsford's gone 4 innings deep a game in his collegiate career. Even pitched for Traverse City last summer as a high school senior. Made 10 appearances, ate up 34 innings, but did not go particularly deep in any of his outings. He only threw 6 innings in 2 appearances against the Rivets. Allowed 1 run that was unearned on 3 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Allen has 1 of 2 Rockford hits today. He stung a double to deep left center field his first time up, a ground rule double hopping over the fence as he takes ball 1 low and away. Next pitch to him, and this Torero matchup is upstairs, 2-0. You can tell he's probably seen Lunsford before in some inter-squad meetings and practice, or at least seen him throw before. He looks very comfortable seeing all the pitches out of the hand. 2-0 pitch, just is on the inside corner. Gets Lunsford back in the count at 2-1. One guy from Oklahoma, one from California. They both play at San Diego, facing off in summer ball here in the Midwest. Next pitch is low and away, 3-1. Cross-country showdown here on the 4th of July. Hitters friendly count to Allen, the 3-1. Fastball laced right back up the middle. It's a base hit. Allen, 2 for 2 today off his college teammate. That was a heat-seeking missile off the bat. Lunsford had to crouch over on the mound to prevent that one from hitting him on the liner as it sneaks up over the second base bag. And Allen, a double and single already tonight. He's aboard first with 1 out in the 4th for Nick DeMarco. Got into a fastball count, didn't miss it for the second time. Dustin Allen, extremely good plate approach, hitting these balls back up the middle. First pitch to DeMarco. Fastball fouled straight back. He rode a deep count his first time up before giving a ball a good ride out into left field where Derigi was playing deep and was able to make the catch. He's only about 2-3 steps away from the warning track right now in left field. Out in center, Beal also deep. Toole was a little more shallow and right. The wind's still blowing out here at Turtle Creek Stadium. If anybody can get a hold of one up in that jet stream, might be a day for a rare Turtle Creek home run. They'll check back at first where Allen dives in safely. He already has 1 stolen base this afternoon. Took third, back in the second, ultimately left stranded there. The 0-1. DeMarco takes low in the zone, counts even. 3 left on base for the Rivets in the first 3 innings, but feels a lot worse than that. They had 2 runners on in each, or 2 of the first 3 innings, I should say. And there were 2 double play balls hit into that don't count as runners being left on base, but still feels like a missed opportunity offensively. Pitch is high for a ball. Allen took off with the pitch, and he's in safely. A high throw from Duarte. Didn't have a chance at beating him as Atkinson had to leap into the air in front of the second base bag to snare it. So it's Allen's 3rd stolen base of the summer, his 2nd this afternoon, and he's into scoring position again. The count is 1-2 to DeMarco as they call the pitch a strike at the letters. Notre Dame product looking for his first RBI of the summer. Lunsford looks back at the runner, now the 1-2. Breaking ball low and away, taken. Counts 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lunsford set up high, hands pressed close to his body. Allen dancing off of second base, not being held on. The 2-2. Line down the left field line. It is a fair ball. Kicks off the white line, bounces off the facing of the Pittsburgh's bullpen. Allen will easily score, and it's an RBI double for Nick DeMarco, jogging into second base. His first extra base hit as a Rivet, his first RBI as a Rivet, and Rockford takes a 1-0 lead here in the fourth. It's been coming for Nick DeMarco, who's had a couple near misses, powering the ball to left field. Finally gets that extra base knock and puts the Rivets on the board. Fourth hit for Rockford. Still one in scoring position with one out for Tony Linwoodell. He struck out his first time up. Trying to score his Notre Dame teammate here in DeMarco. First pitch, check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. The slider low and away. It's ball one. DeMarco had that ball down the line in Battle Creek that was just foul, that would have scored 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning for Rockford in a game they eventually lost 2-1. Next pitch to Linwoodell, popped foul behind home plate, 1-1. That one nearly landed in the suite area next to us, actually, as some fans ooh and ah at that. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Linwoodell. Then, of course, DeMarco last night gave a ball a charge into deep left field as well. He's had a couple near misses. Now finally getting that ball to drop down the line. Swing and a miss from Linwoodell, who's down to the count 1-2. Rivets have the lead here in the fourth. Their ace, Tyra Barczyk, on the hill, looking to give him some insurance. DeMarco dancing off of second. Atkinson trying to keep him honest. Will be an inside move from Lunsford, but no throw to the second base bag. Now back set on the rubber. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Linwoodell. 1 down in the fourth. Colton Klein waits on deck. Deep breath from Lunsford. High leg kick in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Second time Linwoodell's gone down swinging this afternoon. The slider got the best of him on that occasion, low in the zone. He is both of Lunsford's strikeouts on the afternoon, and there's 2 down in the fourth. Runner still out at second base, brings up Colton Klein. Rockford looking to add on to its lead after taking it here in the fourth via the RBI double from Nick DeMarco. Klein grounded out to first base his first time up. First pitch to him, fastball. It's through the hole on the left side of the infield for a base hit. DeMarco gets the wave. DeRigi overruns the baseball in left field. Has to recover quickly as Klein takes a wide turnaround first. He'll stay put there, but it's an RBI single for Colton Klein, who stays red hot at the dish. Hits in 5 of his 7 starts give him 12 RBIs on the season. Rockford doubles their lead. It's 2-0 Rivets. Good piece of hitting from Klein. The opposite field was wide open. Traficante trying to hold on the runner at second, and Klein just poked it through the hole on the line shot. He's at first base for Jeffrey Ince. Grounded out to second his first time up. The pitch. Ince shows bunt. The left side of the infield, again, was wide open for Rockford, but Ince can't make contact on the attempted jab, and he's down in the count 0-1. The third baseman, Garcia, was well behind the third base bag, and Traficante, again, a super pinched up the middle to cover on attempted steal and play Ince to pull. So he had some space, but now Garcia is up on the grass at third. Ince spins one foul, grounding one on the first base side. He's now down to the count 0-2. Rockford offense coming through here in the fourth. RBI double for Nick DeMarco. RBI single for Colton Klein. It's made it 2-0 Rivets. Ince trying to keep the line moving in the fourth. The 0-2 pitch. It's upstairs at the eyes on the changeup. Count goes to 1-2. Klein at the fleetest of foot over there at first base. See how aggressive he gets. Hopping off first, being held on by the first baseman. 1-2 pitch, and skies one out of play on the left side. Count stays at 1-2 to the switch hitter. Deep breath in the next 1-2 pitch. Ball's grounded foul on the first base side. 1-2. Arms are up and throwing in that Traverse City bullpen. Again, the deepest Lunsford's gone into a game. Ince line drive into the glove of the shortstop, Trafficante, who had him played perfectly just off the second base bag over at shortstop. Another hard hit ball for Jeffrey Ince. All the hard hit ones seem to be finding leather. He's dropped in a couple of base hits in consecutive games, but another hard out number 3. But Rockford does take the lead with 2 runs in the 4th inning. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base, 2-0 Rivets. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. You're on the Rivets Baseball Network. First pitch of the bottom of the 4th is a ball high to Camden Trafficante, 3-4-5. Due up for the Pitts bitters against starter Tsai Rabarchek. His next pitch is inside, 2-0 to Trafficante. Walked his first time up, stole a base, left stranded in scoring position. It's 2-0 Rockford. Rivets scoring 2 in the last half inning via the RBI single from Colton Klein and RBI double from Nick DeMarco. 3-0 the counts Trafficante as he takes upstairs. Barchek trying to battle back. The pitch. Fastball splits the plate for strike 1. Still hitter-friendly count the pitch. 3-1, hit on the ground. It's in fair territory. We'll call it a foul ball. Kicked off the leg of Trafficante. Rabarchek was racing over towards the first baseline, and he shoveled it behind the back to Brantley. Would have been a nice play to see him try to master off if it would have been a fair ball, but instead it's foul and the count goes full. Three balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on, popped foul. Next 3-2 from Rabarchek. Fastball's a called strike 3. Throws Trafficante straight down the chute. Really good bounce back from the Illinois right-hander. 1 down in the 4th on his 3rd K. That's exactly why Rabarchek has not walked more than 2 hitters in an outing all season long. Even when he falls behind hitters, he just stays in the strike zone. Rabarchek gets his 3rd K His first one came to Colin Summerhill in the first, who steps into the box. 0 for 1 today as he takes upstairs. 1-0 the count. Summerhill 0 for 4 in the series. The pitch, breaking ball, smacked towards left center field, racing over the center fielder Allen and Klein. It splits them and heads into the alleyway. Klein fields it on one hop, his throw into seconds offline, and it's a double for Colin Summerhill. First hit of the game for Traverse City. He's into scoring position with 1 out. That ball was torched off the bat. Big gaps here at Turtle Creek Stadium to hit into. Summerhill still trying to find his swing after returning from injury. That's his 6th double of the season, and a good sign for Pittsburgh fans as Sam Tackett steps up. 1 out and a base runner in scoring position for Traverse City. First time they can say that this afternoon. Tackett went down looking his first time up. Righty on righty matchup. Rabarchek's first pitch to him. Fastball on the outside edge for strike 1. Good frame from Linwiddell behind the dish. Pulled that pitch up. Infield's back for Rockford, even with the bag. Now the third baseman, DeMarco, first baseman, Brantley. Next pitch is popped foul, right side. Counts 0-2. It's a Traverse City team that likes to bunt a lot. Trailing by multiple runs here, Tackett swinging away early and often. No balls, 2 strikes to pitch. Breaking ball called, strike 3. Tackett took his time walking out of the righty batter's box. He couldn't believe it that he had been rung up on strikes. It took him a minute just to step out of that right-handed batter's box. But the curveball was right there, right at the letter. Second time he's gone down looking. 4th strikeout for Rabarchek. Now 2 down in the frame. It's a big second out for Rabarchek as his catcher Linwiddell and his first baseman Brantley come in to discuss. Runner still in scoring position for Brendan DeRigi. DeRigi's 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to first base his first time up. First pitch to the left-handed hitting outfielder is up high for ball 1. Barchek looking for that bounce-back frame. Traverse City did score an unearned run in the 4th last night. Used that to propel themselves to a 4-2 victory. But it's Rockford who struck in the 4th today, trying to keep it that way and keep their 2-run lead as Rabarchek's upstairs with another fastball that counts 2-0. Rabarchek comes set. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Dropped in a 2-0 changeup that just fell off the table. DeRigi casting out in front. The count's 2-1. Really gutsy pitch from Rabarchek, falling behind in the count initially. Trying to battle back here. The 2-1. It's another changeup, and it's over the outside edge. 2-2. Fans aren't happy with the strike zone. Rabarchek's back in the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rabarchek trying to leave a runner stranded in scoring position for the 3rd time in 4 innings. 2-0 Rockford leads. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. 3 straight changeups. Rabarchek strikes out the side in the 4th. Around a double. He's got 5 in the game through 4 shutout innings. No runs on a hit. No errors. 1 man left on base. 2-0 Rivets as we head to the 5th. You're on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. Ryan Insko on the mound out of the Traverse City bullpen here in the top of the 5th inning. Starter Morgan Lunsford only goes 4 frames, albeit his longest outing in the Northwoods League this season in his first start. First pitch swinging against Insko is the leadoff man Dylan Robertson. Grounds over to first base. Insko's over covering. The shovel there from the first baseman Tackett's in time. One pitch, one away here in the top of the 5th. 2-0 Rivets. Insko's third action against Rockford already this summer. Seen them regularly. 15 innings under his belt, 5 earned runs across. That's an ERA even at 3. 13 hits, 6 runs total on 7 walks and 15 strikeouts. It's been a mixed bag against Rockford so far this season for Insko. Mainly a junk baller. Throws the slider 53% of the time. Get to his statistics against Rockford in just a second. Here's Ben Brantley, who's reached twice today via a walk and an error on a fielder's choice from the second baseman Atkinson. First pitch from Insko. Central Michigan Chippewa finds his zone with strike 1 on a fastball. But as for Insko, through 2 innings at Rivets Stadium, shutout innings, that really neutralized the Rockford offense, who trailed that game 7-0 and scored 6 runs in the 5th inning as Brantley takes off the plate to make the count 1-1. Then Insko came in, limited the damage in that frame, kept his team in front, and then threw another shutout frame to bridge it over to their closer in a game that Traverse City ultimately won 8-6. 1-1 pitch. Finds the bottom portion of the zone, strike 2. And then Insko came in a save situation at Rivets Stadium in the 9th inning. They were up 4-3 headed to the 9th. The following day, and he gave up the walk-off double to Cam McDonald. Swing and a miss from Brantley. He's down on strikes. 2 down in the 5th. First strikeout for Insko. Base is empty with 2 down for Matthew Mebane. So Insko's had some success and he's had some failures against Rockford this season. He's got the first 2 retired here at the top of the order, and it brings up Matthew Mebane. This will be a fun one to watch. Wind blowing out here at Turtle Creek. Big breaking ball hitter in Mebane. 6 home runs on the season. First pitch to him. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, on the slider down low. 0-1 the count. The pitch. That time, the breaking ball fades inside to Mebane. Counts even at 1-1. Mebane has lined out the third and hit into a 5-3 double play. Pulled the ball twice really hard. His first 2 at-bats, but the 1-1 pitch is lined into the right center field gap for a base hit. It splits the outfielders. Toole and Beal rolls all the way to the wall, and Mebane in standing with an opposite field double with 2 outs. Third double of the season for Mebane. Really hard hit into the opposite field gap. Good piece of hitting in a 1-1 count. He loves to backspin a baseball, and that ball was torched off the bat. The turf surface at Turtle Creek definitely helped to pick up some traction on its way to the wall. If that's a grass outfield, it probably doesn't split the gap, and it might just be a long single. But that ball just kept rolling and rolling in between Toole and Beal. Mebane into scoring position with 2 outs for Drew Baker. Baker takes a called strike. Drew's 0 for 2 today. But the Wright State DH has had some success against Insko. Was part of that Rockford rally last Sunday at Rivets Stadium where he doubled down the line as a pinch hitter before McDonald hit the game-winning double. Pitch is fouled off the leg of Baker. He's down in the count 0-2. Baker has been a little inconsistent offensively for the Rivets so far this summer. He's 9 for 42. But he's been very effective against Traverse City. He has hits in 6 of his last 7 starts now, and he's 4 for 9 against the Pittsburghers coming into today with 3 doubles. Only has 4 doubles altogether on the season. Those are all of his extra base hits. He rests the bat on his right shoulder, arms extended at the collarbone. 0-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Insko was already a step and a half off the mound. A slider down low and away, but Baker does not fully chase, so the count's 1-2. Base hit here could score Mebane, make it a 3-0 Rivets lead. Important insurance run out there for Rockford. Insko set in the 1-2. Swinging a ball fouled straight back. Stays at 1-2 to Drew Baker. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They're going to appeal down to first. He didn't go again. It was the exact same pitch, exact same result. Baker held his swing and then dropped his bat and started adjusting his batting gloves. Looked for a second like he was taking them off, like he knew he was the final out there. And then the catcher, Duarte, checked down to first base, and they said he didn't go around. So whether it was confidence from Baker adjusting his batting gloves, knowing he was still in the box, or maybe he thought he was out. Regardless, the count stays, or rather goes to 2-2. The next pitch, check swing again. Did he go this time? Yes, he did. Was the third straight pitch from Insco. Now Baker can take off the batting gloves. He's down swinging here in the fifth. 2-out double for Mebane, but nothing hurt for Traverse City. No runs on a hit, no errors. One man left on base. 2-0 Rivets head to the bottom half of the fifth on the Rivets Baseball Network. Riel Garcia leading things off, bottom third of the lineup for Traverse City, due up in the fifth against Tyra Barczyk. It's 2-0 Rockford here from Turtle Creek Stadium. Garcia, first time up, walked and stole a bag. Left stranded on second. 3 pit spitters. Stranded in scoring position so far today as he scalds one into center field. But Allen backpedaling over towards the warning track makes the catch in straightaway center for a loud out number 1 on just one pitch. Tyra Barczyk, that was just pitch number 66 for him here in the fifth inning. Got to think at the pace he's currently going at, might have 1 or 2 innings left in him, probably 2 max. There is an arm up and throwing in the Rockford bullpen very loosely. It's Zach Kemp. First pitch to Duarte. He squares around, now pulls back. Taking strike 1. Duarte flew out to center field his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Catcher from Hawaii. Next pitch from Barczyk, low and away. Counts 1-1. 2 runs on 6 hits for the Rivets. No runs on 1 hit and an error for the pit spitters. On the outside corner, there's the fastball right on the black for strike 2. Duarte down in the count, 1-2. For Barczyk, 5 strikeouts already. Struck out the side in the fourth, the 1-2 pitch. Slider low and away. Duarte casted the top half of his body out, but did not swing the bat. He was thinking about it, but takes for 2-2. The next pitch for Barczyk. Fastball popped up. Playable on the right side of the infield. Brantley and Robertson, the first and second baseman out there. It's Robertson, the second baseman, up the line at first. Makes a catch in fair territory for out number 2. Very tame 2 outs on 6 pitches for Barczyk as Atkinson steps in. The 9-hole man 0 for 1 today with a fly out to right field. That was the Matthew Mebane spectacular catch back in the third inning, where he dove up the line and was able to steal extra bases away from Atkinson, whose first pitch swinging again. He's trying that opposite field approach as he fouls it off the netting to the right of home plate. 0-1 the count. Next pitch, Rockford upstairs, 1-1. 1-1 pitch is popped up. Playable in center field for Allen. He takes a couple steps to his left, makes a catch, and the side is retired. A 1-2-3 frame on just 9 pitches. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for Tyra Barczyk. 5 shutout frames. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. 2-0 Rockford, headed to the 6th here on the Rivets Baseball Network. Two nothing Rockford. Top of the 6th inning, Dustin Allen, Nick DeMarco, Tony Linwiddell, 5-6-7 due up for the Rivets. Start with the left-handed hitting outfielder Allen against Ryan Insko, out for a second inning of relief for Traverse City after starter Morgan Lunsford. Only went 4 innings in his first start in a Pittsburgh's uniform. Insko, a scoreless 5th inning as a big swing and a miss from Allen on the changeup. Going to see a lot of off-speed from Insko. Allen probably remiss to see his college teammate Lunsford out of the game. He was 2 for 2 with a ground rule double to center field and a hard-hit single up the middle in his 2 at-bats against him. 0-1 from Insko. Fastball just over the shoe tops, and the count's 1-1. Meanwhile, you got Tyra Barczyk on the mound for the Rivets in the midst of another stellar start. 5 shutout innings here against Traverse City. 1-1. Of course, in Barczyk's last start as Allen takes down low, 2-1. He went 7 shutout innings in Madison against the Mallards. And then when you look back at his start in Kokomo just prior to that, yes, he gave up 3 earned runs, but those were only in the first 2 innings of the game. So it's 17 straight innings without allowing a run for Tyra Barczyk right now. Changeup is dropped into the zone for a strike. It's 2-2 to Allen. We'll see how much longer he has in this game. He's gone 7 innings in each of his past 3 starts. Really efficient 1-2-3 9-pitch frame that puts him at 74 pitches as Allen cranks one foul off the facing of the wall down the first base line. Count stays at 2-2. So 74 pitches through 5 for Barczyk. Could be at another inning, could be another 2 innings if they really stretch him out. We'll wait and see. There is action in that Rockford Rivets bullpen, said Zach Kemp was throwing a little bit earlier. Outside to Allen on the fastball. The count rides full. Barczyk only threw 86 pitches in Madison despite going 7 shutout innings, so they tend to limit his pitch count a little bit. He wasn't stretched out an awful lot at Illinois this season, where he pitched primarily in relief. Payoff on the way from Insko. Ground ball to second. High hop for Atkinson, who lifts his left arm high in the air, snags the ball atop his bright red cap, and throws the first in time to nail Allen. One away here in the sixth brings up Nick DeMarco. DeMarco today got the offense started for the Rivets. He's hit the ball extremely hard twice. Flew out to deep left field his first time up, and then doubled down the left field line to plate Allen for the first Rockford run of the game. His second time up. That time, Insko starts him with a first pitch slider, and he can't check his swing. He's down in the count 0-1. Insko consistently going low early in counts with the off speed, and Rockford hasn't been able to lay off. They've been a little aggressive early on in counts, and the Central Michigan right-handers taken full advantage. Looking to bridge the gap here for Traverse City, who trails 2-0 in the top of the sixth. The pitch. 0-1, popped up right field, racing over towards the line. Toole, now he comes in. He has to play it on a hop as it bounces in fair territory. Toole was charging over the line. Looked like he had a play on the baseball. He pulls up at the last minute, and the ball lands in front of him on one hop. So Nick DeMarco is 2 for 3 today after only being 1 for his first 17 with the Rivets. Beginning to find that offensive groove. He's on first base for Tony Linweddell. See what the situation is here for Linweddell. 1 for his first 8 in a Rivets uniform. He has 2 strikeouts today. He's going to get a fresh look against Insko with 1 out and a runner on first. First time not seeing Lunsford today. And there's more of the same. First pitch slider at the knees. Counts 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Linweddell just doesn't look comfortable up there right now, trying to deal with that off speed. Again, limited at-bats at Notre Dame this season. He only had 4 of them altogether. Went 2 for 4 through 7 games of action, did the catcher. So he's still trying to find that groove. Just his 3rd game since arriving from the side that played in the College World Series. Won their opening game before dropping 2 straight and seeing their season come to a close. 0-2. His time lays off the breaking ball low and away. Counts of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Middle infield pinched for Traverse City. Set to turn 2. Tackett holding on the runner at first. Runner does go. 1-2. Hits Linweddell right in the shoulder. A fastball up and in. The catcher doesn't have time to react. So all off speed, low and away the entire AB. And then they bust him back up and in. You're not going to be able to react to that in time. So it hits him in the shoulder. He's no worse for the wear as he walks down to first base on the hit by pitch. DeMarco gets second by default, and there's 2 on with 1 out for Colton Klein. First hit by pitch for Insko. And now all of a sudden a big spot here for Klein, who's been locked in at the dish for the Rockford Rivets. He's 1 for 2 today with an RBI single in the 4th. 5 RBIs now in his last 2 games. The Carthage product, whose temporary contract is coming to an end after this series with the Rivets. They might have to find a way to keep him around. First pitch swinging, ground ball to first. Stepping on first base is Tackett. He doesn't have a throw to second. So it works as a sacrifice bunt for Klein. Obviously won't get credited for the sacrifice, but it's 3 unassisted. Linweddell safe at second, DeMarco up to third, and 2 outs for Jeff Ince. Big spot here for Ince. He's 0 for 2 today. He's hit the ball hard twice, though, particularly last time up. A line shot at shortstop that Traficante had to leap into the air to snag. They've got him played in the hole over there right now. 2 down. Third baseman Garcia creeping up towards the edge of the cutout at third. Ince swings and fouls the first pitch back, 0-1. Three RBIs on the season for Ince. Just 8 for his first 52, but does have hits in 4 straight starts. And he's swinging the bat a lot better as of late. This is a big spot you'd like to see him come through in. Rockford looking for insurance here in the 6th. Pitch from Insko. Just inside. Good take from Ince to even the count. Was another changeup. To the switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty from Central Michigan. DeMarco off second. Lynn Waddell's Notre Dame teammate off second, DeMarco off third. 1-1. Swing and a tapper that's going to fall in fair territory down the left field line. DeMarco scores. Lynn Waddell right behind him. Ince turns on the afterburners. The throw into second base is offline. A check swing from Jeff Ince that bloops over the head of the third baseman Garcia, who was playing in on the cutout, turns into a 2-out, 2 RBI double. We said he's been hitting into some tough luck with the hard ones, but the bloopers have been falling for Jeff Ince, who has hits in 5 straight starts, and Rockford has a 4-0 lead here in the 6th. Guess you'll take him any way you can get him. Turns things to the top of the lineup in Dylan Robertson. 1 for 2 today with a single and a walk. Ince out now in second, hustling out of the box, gets himself into scoring position. Robertson can find RBI number 7 here as he takes low in the zone for ball 1. No action in the Traverse City bullpen. They're trusting Insco to get out of this frame. Again, Rockford's never won here at Turtle Creek Stadium, but they have a chance. 4-0 lead here in the 6th. The pitch. Fastball at the knees, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Robertson. Insco steps off the mound. Adjusts his hat before getting the sign from his catcher, Duarte. The Missouri State-bound infielder settles back in the lefty box. Wide open stance, bent at the knees. 1-1 pitch. Change up away, 2-1. Infield is back for Traverse City. Ince, the 2-out, 2 RBI double moments ago, stands on second. Next pitch to Robertson, grounded back on 1 hop, straight back to Insco. He'll lob it over to first in time to retire the side on the 1-3 put out. But not before Rockford adds on a couple of more. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, 1 man left on base. Rivets lead it 4-0, head to the bottom of the 6th. And their starter in cruise control in Tyra Barczyk. We'll step aside here on the Rivets Baseball Network. Big spot here for Tyra Barczyk in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Rockford leads Traverse City 4-0. Third time through the order for the Illinois right-hander. Rockford on the verge of some history. A rare win at Turtle Creek Stadium. Beals 0 for 2 today. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch from Barczyk out of the windup. Slider. It's right across the zone for strike 1. Barczyk talking about history. 17 shutout innings. Still on the line here. His next pitch. Just another slider, and it's in the same spot. Beal watches it over the outside corner for strike two. Rivets in a rhythm. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on tapper towards third. DeMarco bobbles the baseball, and it'll be an E5 to allow Beal to reach on the 0-2 count. Really weak ground ball. DeMarco was just a second late getting over and getting himself into position to field it, and it ate him up right in between the legs. Could have been the first out of the inning, but instead, Beal is aboard. Now JT Scarra out for a mound visit. Talk to Rivets. There is nobody up and ready in that Rockford bullpen, so it is just a talking to, seeing how he feels. He's at 77 pitches after the 3 to Beal as Marshall Toole is getting set to bat. Noah Ruin currently up and throwing in the Rockford pen. See how long the leash is here on Rivets as Scarra's back into the dugout. Toole's 0 for 2 today. He's popped out the shortstop and flown out to left field. 4-run game, so we'll see how much small ball we see out of Traverse City. Beal always a likely threat to steal. They'll check on him over at first base. He's back with the head first dive. DeMarco playing in at third, straight off his third error of the season. Middle infield a double play depth. Toole does square around. It's a fastball high, taken for 1-0. One 0 pitch. Swung on, laced up the middle. It gets down for a base hit. Over to get it in left center is Allen. Up to second on the play is Beal. Back-to-back base runners here in the 6th for Traverse City. Second hit only for the Pitts Bitters. See what Rivets made of here. He won 5 shutout frames against Traverse City back in Rockford on June 1st. Reaching the end of his line here, he's got 2 on with nobody out in the 6th, trying to protect the 4-0 lead against Camden Traficante, who's walked and struck out today. First pitch snaps the changeup over the inside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count. No hits in the series for Traficante after having hits in 8 of 9 coming into it. Finale of a 6-game homestand for Traverse City. 0-1 and the count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike. To the switch hitting shortstop, batting from the left side. The pitch. Fastball hit on the ground, foul over towards first. It actually kicks off the first base umpire, Nathan Hall, who's trying to remove himself out of the way as Brantley went over to field it. Looks like he's no worse for the wear as the count goes to 1-2. There was nowhere Nathan Hall could go on that play because it was either you get hit by the baseball or you try to run away from it and you get trucked over by Ben Brantley, who was going over to field it. So I guess the best of a bad situation there, but luckily he's all right and the count's 1-2 to Traficante. On deck is Colin Summerhill, who did have a double into the gap in his last at-bat. So a big first out to get here. 1-2 is hit on the ground. Lightly in front of the mound. Rivets fields his position. Underhand flip to first is in time to nail Traficante. 1-3 on the putout. Both runners do move up 90 feet, so there's 2 in scoring position for Colin Summerhill. Only 1 down in the frame. Summerhill 1 for 2 today. He did strike out first time up, but like we said, the double into the left center gap as last time. That left center gap's open again with Allen playing in straightaway center. First pitch to Summerhill is just above the letters for ball 1. 1-0. Rivets set. High leg kick in the pitch. Fastball grounded over to shortstop. Ince charges in. He throws to first in time. Infield was back for Rockford. So that erases Summerhill. It is an RBI ground out. As coming home to score is Beal. It's an unearned run. So Rabarchak still not allowed an earned run in the last 17 2/3. But Toole, who is an earned run, moves up to third with 2 outs here in the 6th. Traverse City on the board. It's a 4-run ball game. Sam Tackett looks to make it a little bit closer here with 2 outs in the inning. Runner on third for Tackett, who's gone down looking twice to Rabarchak. Favorable matchup for the Illinois right-hander against the infielder out of Virginia Tech. First pitch to him. It's a slider left upstairs. 1-0. Tackett. Bare hands his grayish-brown piece of lumber in the right-handed batter's box as Rabarchak fires high with a fastball. 2-0. 4-1 Rivets. Rabarchak looking to limit the damage here in the 6th. Turn things over to that Rockford bullpen. 2-0. Left way upstairs. Slider doesn't have the usual snap that it did earlier in this outing. The count's 3-0. Brennan DeRigi waits on deck. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 3 balls, no strikes. The pitch. That's low ball. He needs 1 out to get out of the 6th. In a 4-1 Rivets lead. Has not made the signal yet. He's out there talking to him right now. Some pats on the back and some applause from these Pittsburgh fans as Rabarchak does head off the mound now after getting the baseball taken from his hand. 5 2/3 for Ty Rabarchak. Only 1 run across. It was unearned. As Noah Ruin comes out of the bullpen, we'll step aside here on the Rivets Baseball Network. Big spot here for Noah Ruin. Runner on third, 2 outs in the 6th. 4-1 Rivets lead the Pittsburghs. Right-hander has, speaking of shutout streaks, not allowed an earned run since opening day for Rockford. ERA of .96 through 18 2/3. Right-handed arm, sidearm delivery, first pitch. And at the knees for strike 1 to DeRigi. Left-handed hitting outfielders 0 for 2 today. Rounded out the first and also struck out. Line not yet complete on Tyra Barczyk, but another efficient day on the mound as Ruin is looking to limit the damage. 0-1, swing and a miss, and a fastball. Down in the count, 0-2. 9 walks, 16 strikeouts for Ruin. He's only allowed 5 runs, 2 of which are earned through his 18 2/3 on 13 hits. The 0-2 pitch. Long pause and delivery. Off the outside edge. Runner is held up between first and second base. They're just going to give Sam Tackett second base, keeping Toole over at third. So now 2 in scoring position. 1-2, 2 outs. All the focus is on the hitter, but a base hit now could make this a 1-run ball game. Here's the pitch from Ruin. Inside, 2-2. Fastball was a shoe scraper on Derigi. Ruin features a slider and changeup in addition to his fastball that only maxes out at about 90 miles an hour, but the sidearm delivery and the movement on the fastball and slider are alike very deceptive to hitters. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball just off the inside corner. Good take from Derigi. The count's full. This could load the bases for Ariel Garcia on deck. Big payoff on the way. Rivets lead 4-1 here in the 6th inning, trying to find a win to end their first half campaign. Ruin looks in. Time is called from Derigi. Looks to readjust his batting gloves before settling back into the lefty box. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-1 ball game. The pitch. Swing and a ball fouled back. Count stays full. Just 2 hits today for Traverse City, but the third could put this game into serious doubt for Rockford, who's controlled it most of the time throughout. 4-1 Rivets. 2 in scoring position with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and another ball fouled back. Got a big tempo change from the pitchers on the mound in a situation like this. Ruin, much more demonstrative, much more patient before delivering home, whereas Rybarczyk was kind of just catch and go, catch and go, catch and go. It's an adjustment these Traverse City hitters will have to make. 3-2, 2 outs. Ruin stands on the mound, kicks and deals. It's a cold strike 3. Change up over the outside corner. Derigi watched it all the way. Big strikeout for Noah Ruin. 2 left stranded in scoring position here in the 6th. Traverse City does get a run on 1 hit. There was a Rockford error that allowed that run to score, but 2 men left on base. 4-1 Rivets as we head to the 7th here on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. 2, 3, 4 do it for the Rivets here in the top of the 7th. They lead Traverse City 4-1. Looking for a rare win in Turtle Creek Stadium. Ben Brantley, Matthew Mebin, Drew Baker, your scheduled batters, as Ryan Insko remains on the mound for a third inning of relief. Noah Ruin's heading back to the Rivets bullpen. His afternoon is done after just a third of an inning, but boy, was it a big third of an inning. Left 2 runners stranded in scoring position, striking out Brennan DeRigi, keeping this at a 4-1 ball game. First pitch to Brantley, inside for ball 1. He struck out in the 5th inning. First inning of relief for Insko. He is 0 for 2 today, reaching on an error and walking as well. Insko set low at the belt. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball finds the inside corner. Counts 1-1. Final line on Tyra Barczyk. Fantastic outing again for the right-hander out of the University of Illinois. 5 2/3, 2 hits. 1 run that was unearned as Brantley grounds 1 foul first base side. 3 walks and 5 strikeouts for Ty on 89 pitches. Another masterful outing. No earned runs allowed in his last 17 2/3 now. So 1-2 count to Brantley. The pitch from Insko. Swing and a miss. Got him again with the changeup leading away from the lefty bat. Second time Insko has struck out Brantley today. 1 down in the 7th. Brings up Matthew Mebin. Mebin's 1 for 3 today, but has scorched the baseball all 3 times he's come up. Lined out the third, hit into a 5-3 double play, and also hit a hard hit double the other way his last time up. This one's a routine pop-up. First pitch swinging to center field for Beal. He fields a can of corn, 2 down. Keeps the bases empty with 2 outs. 4-1 Rivets. Drew Baker will be your batter here in the top half of the 7th. Rockford's DH out of right state's 0 for 3 today. Hit into a double play, flew out to right field, and also struck out. First pitch to Baker, swing and a miss at an Insko slider. 0-1 the count. This righty on righty matchup. Action in the Rivets bullpen. Zach Kemp up and throwing once again. He's likely to have the 7th inning with Ruin retreating back there for Rockford after his third of an inning. Low and away for ball 1. Duarte reaching across his body to stab that one. Even count to Drew Baker. 1 ball, 1 strike the pitch. It's a slider at the knees for a called strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes the pitch. Swinging a line drive, just foul down the third base line. It kicked up some rubber pellets just behind the third base bag, but it was just to the left of that white line. So it's 1-2 to Baker. Nearly saw his 4th double of the season against Traverse City there. Garcia now hugging the line behind the third base bag. Infield is back for the pit spitters. Insko looking for a 1-2-3 frame. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Buried it down low. Second strikeout of the inning for Insko. He's through 3 innings of relief, only allowed the 2 runs, retiring the side in order here in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 4-1 Rockford as we stretch at Turtle Creek Stadium on the Rivets Baseball Network. Bottom third do it for Traverse City. 7th inning stretch concluding at Turtle Creek Stadium. It is Noah Ruin back out there on the mound for Rockford, facing Ariel Garcia. 0 for 1 today with a walk. First pitch from the Tyler Junior College right-hander. Straight across the plate for strike one. 0-1 to Garcia. Ruin retreated back to the Rivets bullpen in the last half inning. Thought that meant his day was done after one batter. Must have just been pit stop as he's back out on the mound here as Garcia inside out swing. A ground ball foul to the first base side, down to the count 0-2. 0-2 to Noah Ruin, who in the midst of this shutout streak, at least when it comes to earned runs, doesn't necessarily throw the hardest. It's only around 90 miles an hour, but the arm angle is deceptive. 0-2 fastball upstairs. Talking to him last night. Says he takes advantage of the fact that most players aren't familiar with his arm angle, so they always want to see a strike. Very few players are aggressive and attack the first pitch against him. And so he's noticed that over time, and so he always just feels comfortable. Swing and a miss from Garcia. He strikes out. First strikeout for Ruin as he dropped in the slider on that occasion. Second strikeout, I should say. But he said he's always comfortable throwing in that first pitch strike that gets a lot of the plate on the fastball because guys always want to take it. They're never really aggressive in hunting after the first pitch against a deceptive arm angle. So he uses that to his advantage to get ahead of hitters consistently. And when you're getting ahead of hitters consistently, it opens up the arsenal, and he can locate his stuff really well despite not having the best velocity. Here's a ground ball to first for Brantley. He'll walk it to the bag himself, 2 down. Duarte retired on 1 pitch. And on the topic of players not necessarily having the flashiest game like a Noah Ruin, you've got to talk about efficiency. Now, his ERA is well under 1, and he's pitched for the entire season in Rockford. Northwoods League All-Stars are going to be announced very soon, and it's a Rivets team that's a couple games under 500, so tough to get multiple guys into an All-Star game. But if Matthew Mebbins, Ira Barczyk, and Noah Ruin aren't on that All-Star team, I'd be shocked. First pitch to Alec Atkinson is a blooper into shallow center field. Out goes Ince, the shortstop, to make the catch. How about that, Jeff Ince? That looked like it was falling in front of the center fielder, Allen, who was playing deep, but Jeff Ince says, not on my watch. Just a 6-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for Noah Ruin to get out of the 7th unscathed. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. 4-1 Rivets heading to the 8th. You're on the Rivets Baseball Network. Duncan Lutz on the mound for the Traverse City Pittsbitters as they use their third arm of the afternoon. Dustin Allen, Nick DeMarco, Tony Linwoodell, scheduled hitters for the Rockford Rivets, who lead 4-1. Looking for a win to close out half number 1 of the season. Lutz completing his warm-up tosses, was a little late arriving out there. Scatcher Duarte made one of the final 2 outs of the frame. 1-2-3 frame from Noah Ruin. And how about it? He's back in the Rockford bullpen. Outing might be done now. We'll see if he comes back out, but that was only a 6-pitch outing. So we'll see how aggressive they are with him. That's only 12 total through his inning and a third. Keeping Rockford out in front 4-1 as they look for their first win here in Turtle Creek Stadium. Now Lutz completing his warm-up tosses will face Dustin Allen. 8th game of the season for Lutz through 10 2/3. He's allowed 5 runs, 4 of which are earned on 7 hits, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts. It's his first action since the action last Saturday against Rockford in their 8-6 win, where he gave up 2 earned runs through an inning and 2/3 on 3 hits, 2 walks. He's alternated run-scoring outings and scoreless outings for a while before his first 4 outings of the season were all scoreless. So really, outside of a couple of crooked numbers, has been a solid reliever for Traverse City. A 3.38 ERA. It's more than comfortable in a situation like this trying to hold serve and keep his team within striking distance. Allen is 2 for 3 today, double and single in addition to grounding out. First pitch from the righty. Lutz is at the knees for strike 1, the Georgia State right-hander. The pound low in the zone with an aggressive fastball that sits around 90 miles an hour. No balls to 1 strike. Long pause in between pitches here from Lutz, who now gets going out of the windup. The pitch is cranked out into right center field. Toole going back, has a beat on it, and it falls out of his glove on the edge of the warning track. Up to second base on the play is Allen. Toole was coasting to the baseball instead of getting back to the spot, so he had to outstretch his right hand, and the ball just popped right out of the core of his glove. He pounds the leather with his bare hand as he walks back to his spot at right field. Allen is aboard on second base. They are going to call it a 2-base error on Marshall Toole, so an E9 won't be a second double of the game for Allen. But a lackadaisical approach in right field. He's frustrated with himself right now as the Wofford Terrier slaps his left thigh with his hand. He's out there in right field. Rockford's got a leadoff man in scoring position for Nick DeMarco. DeMarco has swung a hot bat in this ballgame. 2 hits. Also a deep fly out to left field as he takes low in the zone from Lutz, 1-0. DeMarco, his first RBI as a Rockford Rivet today on his RBI double in the 4th. He also singled and scored in the 6th. Has accounted for 3 of Rockford's 4 runs in this ballgame. The 1-0. Fastball is above the zone, 2-0. It was a close one, about letter high. But a good take from DeMarco in a hitter's count. Allen not super aggressive off second. Second baseman Atkinson is right behind the bag, keeping him honest. It's a big insurance run for Rockford, trying to get a 4-run lead here in the 8th. 2-0 the pitch. Fastball grounded over to shortstop. Allen has to retreat back to the second base bag as Traficante throws across for the out. 6-3 on the putout. DeMarco retired. 1 down in the 8th for Tony Linwoodell. Linwoodell struck out twice in this game. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the 6th. Lutz trying to wiggle out of a tough situation from his defense's second error behind him today. First pitch. Swinging is Linwoodell as he grounds it foul behind home plate. 0-1 the count. All is calm, cool, and collected in that Rockford bullpen. We'll see if Ruins ran back out there. Zach Kemp, who's been up throwing a couple of times, might make his first appearance here at Turtle Creek Stadium this season, as that time the curveball from Lutz is in at the letters to make the count 0-2. Linwoodell has had some tough pitches to deal with in this game, looking to avoid his 3rd strikeout. Klein is 1 for 3 today. He waits on deck. Did have an RBI single back in the fourth. 2-run fourth for Rockford, a 2-run sixth. Gave him a 4-0 lead. Traverse City got one in the bottom half of the sixth on an unearned run from a Rockford error. But since then, it's been smooth sailing for the Rivets. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lined right back up the middle. It's through for a base hit. Getting the wave around third is Allen. The throw from Beal comes into second. An RBI single from Tony Linweddell. First RBI as a Rivet, and it's 5-1 Rockford. The newer bats have come to play today. Linweddell stays up the middle, and an 0-2 count is able to drive the pitch right back where it came from, past Lutz and past the second base bag. And now it brings up Colton Klein with the runner on first and one out. 5-1 Rivets. Klein's 1 for 3 today, an RBI single in the fourth. Shows bunt, pulls back as the pitch is low for ball one. Left side of the infield's wide open for Klein. You've got Garcia, the third baseman, and now creeps in towards the edge of the green turf surface, marking the infield grass, where it would be, rather. As they're playing him to pull with the shortstop Traficante behind the second base bag, and Atkinson deep in the hole at second. 1-0 the count to Klein. They'll spin back, throw to first. Short hopping Tackett was able to pick it on the backhand. He's diving back in safely as Linweddell. Throw nearly got away. Unearned run across for Rockford here in the fifth, rather the eighth, to take a 5-1 lead. Pitch to Klein, swung on, popped foul, third base side. Little weight getting down with the high stride is Colton Klein as it reaches the seats and the count's 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. 5-1 Rivets over the Pittsburghers here on July 4th. The pitch. Swinging a ball, popped foul again. It's 1-2. And one also into the stands on the left side. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded over towards second. Linweddell has to try to avoid the baseball, and he can't. He tried to leap out of the way while running to second base, but the baseball hit him. So it's runner's interference. Linweddell is unfortunately retired trying to run to second base. It'll be the second out of the inning as Klein's aboard first. So Klein on first base with 2 outs. Jeff Ince, the 9-hole man, comes to the plate. 1 for 3 today, a 2 RBI double. Was popped behind the third base bag. Garcia standing further back this time as the ball kicks off the glove of Duarte. Klein got a really late read on it, so he will stay put at first base. Could have advanced into scoring position there, but he'll stay at first. It's a 1-0 count to Ince. Ince continues to hit the ball extremely hard to the wrong places and just find gaps in the right places. He lined out the shortstop today with runners on base back in the fourth inning and then blooped that double down the left field line for 2 RBIs and another double now with hits in 5 straight games. He fouls a pitch back on the swing there. Counts 1-1. Brief conference at the mound between Lutz and Duarte talking over the arsenal. Rockford's added on a run here in the eighth to take a 5-1 lead. Ince looking to keep the line moving. RBI single from Tony Linweddell. 1-1 pitch. It's a swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Count goes to 1-2. You talk about balance in the Rockford offense, and we've seen a lack of that at times this season. RBI is rather top heavy with guys like Mebit and Krittenberger at the top of the lineup, but all the RBIs today have come from the bottom half of the Rivets order. 6-hole man DeMarco has one. Linwoodell and Klein in the 7 and 8 hole also have one, and Ince has two. 1-2 pitch is slapped foul to the third base side. So certainly a more balanced approach for this Rivets lineup. On deck is Brody Harding, who of course entered as a defensive replacement for Robertson in the leadoff spot in the last half inning. See if he sees the plate here in the 8th. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. The pitch from Lutz. Swing and a line drive that is behind the second base bag. Traficante bare hands, throws to first, not in time. That was more of a jam shot than a line drive. Read it wrong off the bat, pardon me. But Traficante barehanded it behind the second base bag, set his feet, threw to first. Ince was able to beat it out. He scored as an infield single. A lot of fans here thought that was out number 3. Klein goes up the second, and Harding will see the plate here in the 8th. Harding started last night's game. Went 0 for 4, struck out twice, reached on a fielder's choice and error. Left-handed bat from the University of Illinois, hitting north of 300 so far on the summer. 1 home run, 15 runs batted in. He takes ball 1 off the plate. Lutz looking to limit the damage here in the 8th. 5-1 Rivets lead. Runner on second, runner on first with 2 outs for Harding's first at bat of the afternoon. Here's the pitch. He takes a called strike at the top quadrant of the zone. 1-1. Lutz set at the belt, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Dropped in the changeup that fell off the table to Harding. He swung out of his shoes. The 1-1 right there. So Lutz a pitch away from getting out of the inning. A 1-2 count to Harding. 6 more outs for Rockford to get this win in Turtle Creek Stadium. But a chance to add on to their lead first. The pitch from Lutz. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back change-ups get Harding swinging out of his shoes. He's down on strikes. The side is retired. The Rivets do, however, get an unearned run on an error, surrounded by 2 hits in the frame and 2 men left on base. An RBI single for Tony Linwoodell, his first RBI in Rockford colors. 5-1 Rivets head to the bottom of the 8th. You're on the Rivets Baseball Network. Oh, Haruin is still out there for his 3rd inning of relief. of starter Ty Rabarchek. Christian Beal, the leadoff man, set to face him second time. First pitch from Ruin. Swung on and fouled straight back. 0-1 to Beal. Rivets lead it 5-1 here in the 8th inning. Beal's 0 for 3 today. Did reach on an error in the 6th. Score the lone Traverse City run. Ruin's second time, walking into a third inning of relief as the pitch is tight to Beal, who holds his hands close to his chest and takes ball 1. 1-1 the count to Beal. Richmond Spider against Noah Ruin. The pitch swung on, popped up foul. 1-2. Beal's journey to the Northwoods League has not exactly been a linear one. He started out all the way back in 2020. Was going to go play for the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders back in his junior college days. But of course, then the pandemic happens. More local products take those roster spots. He checks the swing here and went around for strike 3. Third strikeout for Ruin, but Beal was rostered with Fond du Lac in 2020. Didn't play because of the pandemic. Then was rostered with Thunder Bay in Canada in 2021. Didn't play because of the pandemic. Weren't allowing teams to travel over the Canadian border last summer. Finally gets his go-around with Traverse City here. He's been an effective leadoff hitter for the Pittsburghers, but today has not been his day. He's 0 for 4, down on strikes in the 8th. Bases empty with 1 out for Marshall Toole. Noah Ruin continues to mow down Pittsburgh bats. 3 strikeouts, and he's retired 5 in a row. Swing and a miss from Toole, 0-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on, whacked foul. Third base side, quickly 0-2. Trying to retire 6 in a row is Ruin. 0-2 ahead of Toole. The pitch. Just off the plate, 1-2. Next pitch is a called strike 3. Change up right at the knees. It's another strikeout for Noah Ruin. 4 strikeouts through 2 frames, and he's not out of the woods yet in the 8th. He's going to face Camden Traficante. The stuff has been on for the righty out of Tyler Junior College. Traficante's 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch from Ruin. Ends up behind Traficante, who has to jump out of the way in the lefty batter's box. Counts 1-0. Rare miss on the fastball from Ruin. Still 5-1 Rivets here in the bottom of the 8th. Ruin looking for 2 1/3 of shutout baseball out of the bullpen. 1-0's outside, 2-0 to Traficante. The Stetson Hatter, second-year Pittsburgher, who's in the transfer portal right now looking for a new home, has taken a remarkable offensive jump in his game over the last calendar year. 2-0 pitch, finds the outside corner. Traficante has almost had a full Northwoods League season full of games against the Rivets. He's had in excess of 50 at-bats against Rockford. He's a .230 lifetime hitter against the Rivets as he skies one foul on the third base side. The count's 2-2. Rockford's his most often seen opponent in the Northwoods League through 2 years. But he hasn't seen the ball well out of the hands of Ruin, who's 1 pitch away from getting out of the frame here in the 8th. 5-1 Rivets lead. Tyler Wright, he set at the belt, the pitch. Fastball outside, count rides full. If it gets that far, Colin Summerhill waits on deck. He had the hardest hit baseball of the game for Traverse City so far. He doubled in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. Big payoff on the way to Traficante. Ruin. His 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Outside corner again from Noah Ruin. Hits a little gritty coming off the mound. Through 2 1/3 of shutout baseball. 5 strikeouts for the righty out of Tyler Junior College. He strikes out the side in order in the 8th. He might be Wisconsin Rapids bound as an all-star. We'll have to wait and see. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 5-1 Rivets. Headed to the top of the 9th after this here on the Rivets Baseball Network. And Brantley set the lead off the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Rivets to add on. They lead 5-1 here in Traverse City on the 4th of July. Easton Johnson on the mound to face Brantley. Pitching change for Traverse City as Brantley takes low for ball 1. 4th Traverse City arm to be used in the ballgame. Johnson, no stranger to facing Rockford this season. Got his Northwoods League account started after redshirting this year at Creighton University. He's given up 5 earned runs in 7 frames, a 6.43 ERA. He's upstairs in his first at-bat against Brantley, who takes for 2-0. Brantley, Mebane, Baker, your scheduled hitters for Rockford, who lead 5-1. The pitch is corked foul down the right field line. Off the facing of the Rivets dugout. Goes to 2-1. 5 runs on 9 hits with an error for Rockford. 1 run on 2 hits with 2 errors for Traverse City. It's been a lot cleaner game for the Rivets tonight. It's also been very telling of this series how well Rockford's pitched. Brantley hits one on the ground towards second. High hop for Atkinson, who will throw him out at first. 4-3 put out, 1 away in the 9th. Not sure how long these alarms will stick around for Rockford. Probably not much beyond mid-July when you start talking about guys having the potential to be drafted and MLB draft eligible. But Seabach and Rabarchek have been a great 1-2 punch at the top of this rotation. Traverse City has only managed 6 hits in the entire series. They won yesterday because of self-inflicted wounds from Rockford. Again, 3 Rivets errors allowed them to score 4 runs. They ultimately won 4-2 as Mebane hits one on the ground towards short. Traficante throws him out. Quickly 2 down in the 9th. He's 1 for 5 today, and will turn the baton over to Drew Baker. But again, Rockford, has pitched well, and when they play good defense, they're in these games, and they can beat anybody in this division. Especially with Kalamazoo being neutralized as first half champions. And it's wide open come half number 2. And Rockford, they can close out the first half here with a win, take that momentum into the off day tomorrow. Have a 4-game homestand to start things off in the second half. Won't be easy. 2 against Kenosha and then 2 against Wisconsin Rapids. They have a chance to start off hot in half number 2. First pitch from Johnson to Baker, swing and a miss at a slider. Baker's gone down swinging twice tonight. He's 0 for 4. Catcher out of Wright State, DHing for the second straight game for Rockford. 0-1 from Johnson. Low and away, 1-1. Meanwhile, for Traverse City, they'll head into the off day before starting 2-game set in Kalamazoo. They catch the Growlers right out of their first half title. Get things started as this one, breaking ball inside, hits Baker in the side of the helmet. No worse for the wear as he heads down to first base. It's a breaking ball that didn't break. Second time a Rivets been hit by a pitch in this game. First to the tab of Johnson. 2-out base runner for Dustin Allen. Allen swung a hot stick tonight. 2 for 4 overall with a ground rule double and a single, but reached on an error and scored his last time up on a ball that was scalded to deep right field that Chul was trying to make an over-the-shoulder catch on, and it kicked down to the inside of his glove. First pitch to Allen is outside for ball 1. Want to know? Swinging a line drive, base hit. There was a hole on the left side of the infield. Traficante was playing pinched up the middle at shortstop, and Dustin Allen just guides it into the hole on the left side of the infield. He has 3 hits today, 2 singles and a double. Keeps the line moving with 2 outs for Nick DeMarco. Really good game for Dustin Allen. In the absence of some other bats in this Rockford team, you talk about Cam McDonald, who could be done after today with Rockford, heading home to work out for the MLB draft, and a couple of other bats that might be heading home at the conclusion of the first half of the season. They're going to need Allen to get the stick going, and he has really started that today. Another guy that could use getting hot offensively is DeMarco, who has done just that here in Traverse City today. Double and a single, an RBI, 2 runs scored. He takes strike 1. Hit number 11 for the Rivets in this game. 0-1. Swinging a ground ball back up the middle. Traficante ranges over to the side of the second base bag, throws on the run, and he threw the first baseman Tackett off the bag. Tough play with DeMarco sprinting it out, but everybody's safe. We'll wait and see how it's scored, but the bases are loaded with 2 outs here in the 9th. Scored as an error, he's 6 on Traficante, his 11th error of the season. Allowed DeMarco to reach. That's also the 4th error he's made this season against Rockford alone. But it loads the bases for Tony Linwaddell. Had an RBI single, his first RBI as a Rivet last time up, and now a pond full of ducks in the 9th. First pitch from Johnson. Fastball inside corner for strike 1. Linwaddell overall is 1 for 3 today. He struck out twice, was hit by a pitch, and scored as part of the 2-run 6 for the Rivets. Could be one last Rockford at bat for Colton Klein in the on-deck circle if it gets that far. 0-1 pitch, Linwaddell. Ground ball to second. This is routine for Atkinson, who stays down on it at second base. Throws to first in time. Linwaddell retired, and so is the side. Rockford threatens but does not score in the 9th. No runs on a hit and an error. 3 men left on base. Rivets do lead 5-1, headed to the final frame after this here on the Rivets Baseball Network. Noah Ruin's on the mound to finish it off here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Rockford trying to close out its first ever win in Turtle Creek Stadium. They lead 5-1 over Traverse City. And Noah Ruin looking to combine on a 2-hit shutout with Tyra Barczyk. First pitch to Colin Summerhill is golfed to left field. Klein going back into the alleyway. The left fielder makes the catch. One pitch for out number 1 in the ninth. Summerhill got just underneath that baseball. 1 for 4 today, and that brings up Sam Tackett. 2 outs to get for the Rivets. What an outing it's been for Noah Ruin. That last pitch was just his 29th through now 2 2/3 of scoreless, hitless baseball, where he struck out 5. His ERA continues to dwindle further below 1, and you got to start thinking Northwoods League All-Star game here for Noah Ruin. Tackett's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. First pitch from Ruin. Called strike 1. It's another taken first strike. We see Traverse City being aggressive in the form of Summerhill there with the deep fly out to left for the first out. But again, like Ruin said, a lot of players take the first strike with the sidearm angle. And he takes full advantage of that. 0-1. Check swing. It's a called strike 2. Slider on the inside corner. Both of Tackett's strikeouts today are looking for the first baseman out of Virginia Tech. Ruin's got 5 through 2 2/3. The pitch. Called strike 3. Fastball on the outside edge froze him. Third strikeout looking for Tackett. The 6th strikeout for Noah Ruin. And the Rivets are 1 out away here in the 9th. Brendan Derigi, the last line of defense for Traverse City, the left-handed hitting outfielder. 0 for 3 today. He has 2 strikeouts. One of them came against Ruin. He was the first batter he faced in relief of Tyra Barczyk in the 6th. First pitch, just inside for ball 1 on a fastball. Ruin trying to go 3 1/3 of shutout baseball out of the pen. The 1-0. Swung on and fouled straight back. 1-1. Not quite the 3,000 plus we had on hand last night at Turtle Creek Stadium. Much more of a sputtered out crowd on a Monday morning. And it is the 4th of July. Other plans, other barbecues certainly in the works. But the crowd has fallen deathly silent as the Rivets have been in control of this game from start to finish. Ruin just outside with a changeup that counts 2-1. Looking for a split in Traverse City and a first ever win on the road against the Pittsbitters. 2-1. Swung on, lifted to left field. Klein drifting over into the alleyway. He's got it, and the ball game is over. Noah Ruin, tip your cap, 3 1/3 of shutout hitless baseball, and the Rockford Rivets have a win in Traverse City to take into the off day in the second half of the Northwoods League season. They win this one by a final of 5-1. Excellent stuff from the Rivets. We'll step aside and then be back to wrap it all up here on the Rivets Baseball Network. Back at Turtle Creek Stadium, Rivets salvage a split with a win heading into the off day with a resounding 5-1 victory over Traverse City. Win pulls Rockford within 2 games of 500. They'll end the first half there. Records start anew on July 6th when the Rivets host the Kenosha Kingfish out of tomorrow's league-wide off day. Traverse City ends an even 18-18 in the first half of the season. Still yet to be determined whether they will have sole possession of second place in the Great Lakes East in the first half, depending on what Battle Creek does today in Kokomo. Another really effective start for Tyra Barchak. Been more of the same from him atop this rotation for Rockford. 5 2/3 of one-run baseball. The one run was unearned. Gave up just 2 hits, walked 3, struck out 5 on 89 pitches. The offense was a little tough for Rockford early on. They left runners on base in each of the first 3 innings. Then the offense came to life in the fourth, getting to starter Morgan Lunsford, who was only able to go 4 frames for Traverse City. RBI double for Nick DeMarco and an RBI single for Colton Klein in that frame. Dustin Allen was the table setter all game long with 3 hits, coming around to score twice. DeMarco also scored 2 runs. Tony Linwaddell got his first RBI in a Rockford shirt in the 8th inning. And Jeff Ince, big insurance in the 6th, his 2 RBI double down the line. The guys at the bottom of the order getting it done for the Rivets. Final scoreline, Rockford, 5 runs on 11 hits, 1 error, left 11 runners on base, but hardly a concern when you talk about how comfortable things were and the fact that they were delivering with runners in scoring position when it mattered. Traverse City, 1 run on just 2 hits. They made 3 errors and left 5 on base. One goes to Tyra Barchak, 4-1 on the season. Morgan Lunsford drops to 0-1. Time of game, 2 hours, 34 minutes here on this 4th of July. Thanks for joining us on the Rockford Rivets Baseball Network. I'm Andre Magaro signing off. We'll see you on the Northwoods League Network on the TV side of things for July 6th, second half opener at home against the Kenosha Kingfish. But until then, enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. Signing off.